And the last line he said, our condition will not be our conclusion, right? Absolutely 100% correct, right? We can change. We're adaptive, a human species that is very adaptive. We've gone through so many more worse times and we've come through it stronger, right? So what I want to do right now is I want to hear back from you guys. I saw that video 4 times already. I know what he's talking about. But I want to see what you guys learned from Jeremy right now. I want to see what you guys have as a thought process, and I open the floor up for everybody. I don't know how you want to do it. Raise your hands or speak up. Say, hey, 1, 2, 3. I wanna say something. But let me hear your thoughts. I wanna know what you're gaining from what you just saw right now. And we'll send you the link for that video, because I think everyone should be watching that video at least 2 or 3 times just to get a little boost on a daily basis that, you know what, hey, listen, I'm much stronger than this pandemic. I'm much stronger than anything that pushes me back. I am much greater than all that, right? So let's open up the floor, guys. If I can get the moderators to open up the floor to everyone out there. I want people to raise their hands or, you know, start talking, say something. I want to get their feedback on what they just saw or what they're going through or what they want to, you know, talk about. It's an open mic, open floor. Go ahead, Jay. Jay Patel has his hands up.
So one thing that he said was like coronavirus, like this situation we're in is supposed to like expose the greatness of and like within like everyone. So like how our teachers like are discovering like new ways to teach us even though like, they can't like be one-on-one, and like how frontline workers are like at their maximum like work ethic right now because it's like trying to get like as many patients in as possible, and like it's like pushing us to our limits right now, and it's like showing us like what we're capable of.
Absolutely, man. That's an amazing point. That point that he made about the greatness coming out from everybody right now with this pandemic, it's actually brilliantly true for even us, even you guys, right? Right now, you probably must have put your energy into like things that you did without having the time before. But imagine what capabilities you discovered right now and cover, like, you know, under the capabilities you have that you just discovered that you had latently inside, but now because of this and the time that you have, you learn that you have photography skills, or you learn that you have artistic skills or singing skills or whatever it is, right? So this is actually exposing a lot of skills that we have that's hidden inside of us, and it's coming out right now. So that's an awesome point. Greatness within us. Go ahead. Who else has their hand up right now? Here, Patel from Ohio.
Yeah, my point is bad things can show who you are or change you to be better and stronger.
Absolutely. There are tough times that actually make us, you know, realize that we are much stronger than what we're capable of doing. You're right. You know, it's that time that sometimes we don't know that we can do it. We do have the ability to go a little further than what we think we can. There's another video I'm going to actually put up after at the end that it's one of my all-time favorite, and I think everyone should be watching it like at least once a month or twice a month or whatever not, but I'll put that up in a few minutes. Swarna's got her hand up. Swarna Patel.
Oh, hi. So he said something about what is delayed is not denied. And that's like super like relatable right now because everything that we have events planned for the summer or just like things going on are like all like canceled. And just because they're not happening this summer doesn't mean that it's not going to happen ever. You can always just celebrate obviously like next year or something. For example, with Shibir being canceled in person, like there's always another solution. There's always another way to do it, and it could just be just as enjoyable. So I thought that like really spoke out to me because it's super relatable, especially like for this event. So
absolutely. That's another thing, right? This is the time where we have a lot of things are happening, right? People are coming up with different ideas to innovate. They're innovating, right? So they're actually thinking outside the box right now. It would have not happened for a while unless something had pushed them to come to this point. So with all this delay, like for example, where you had planned vacations, now you're actually thinking local vacations within your home sometimes, or doing something outside of the box, and spending the time with the family that maybe the vacation would have taken away from, right? Now you still have that moment that you're going to be spending together. So that's a brilliant point. Who else has got the rate? Come on, I want everyone to participate. Everyone should have something to say, because you know what, we're all going through this together. I'm sure everyone has something that they've gone through that really is affecting them right now. And if you guys want to talk, let's talk. This is the time to do it.
And I don't want kids, right? Like elders too. You guys can talk and like give us advice too on the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's open. It's open floor for everyone. So if you guys have any points you want to make, because the other thing that's happening is this: it's taking a toll on us, not just physically but emotionally, but it's also taking a toll on us mentally as well, right? So there's so many aspects of it that we end up playing scenarios in our head that really aren't there, but we tend to think that. I'll give you an example. When this all started happening in March, I just like started coughing, and I'm like, oh shoot, I have corona. Oh my god. So I self-isolated myself for 2 days in my basement. I'm like, stay away from me, everybody. I think I have it. I just coughed one time. But mentally, because all this, I was looking at symptoms, I was looking at this and that. So I'm mentally putting that into my head that I think I got something when I really didn't have it. Like the next day, I'm just up and running again. I'm like, oh shoot, I need to get a haircut. But all the barbershops are closed, right? But that's the thing though, right? So we mentally put ourselves into a situation where we really aren't, it's not really affecting us, but we're actually thinking it is affecting us. So we need to work on that, right? That's something that we definitely need to work on. How we get out of our head sometimes is by doing certain things that are some enjoyable to us. For example, like if you're an artist, you start painting more. You start, utilizing your talents more. Like if you're a photographer, whatever it is, whatever your talents are, you start getting them involved. It actually helps you take away from thinking about other things, right? So those are some of the things that we want to do. So there's going to be an activity involved right now. What I want to do is I want you to come up with some creative ideas of what you can be doing, spending your time wisely on right now that you have more time. For example, myself, what I did was, hey, listen, this is a downtime for me right now. I'm going to learn something new. So I actually took an online course. I took an online course on Agile. Didn't know what the heck it was, but I started learning about it. I'm like, okay, this is something that I'm good at. I can definitely be an Agile coach and start coaching teams in regards to doing production right. So I did that. I got a certificate in Scrum Master, right? So this is a time where you can definitely pick up some skills, gain new knowledge, come think outside the box, basically. So I'm going to open up the floor again. I want you guys to, if you wrote down some ideas as to what you can do at this time in life right now, well, we're going through this pandemic. How can you utilize your time more wisely? How can you give yourself a mental check, balance check, and see how you can help others as well? That's another thing, right? Sometimes during this kind of time, a lot of people are going into a little mindset of their own where they're thinking there's nobody out there for them. So I want them all to know that, you know what, reach out to your friends that you haven't reached out to yet. Talk to them, see how they're doing, right? Talk to your parents if you haven't, even though they're in the same house. Sometimes we forget, that they're there, and we need to start talking to our grandparents, our parents, just to get a mental balance and check with them too, because they're also going through this as well, right? So let me open up the floor again. Everyone, whoever's wrote down some activities or some skill sets that they want to gain during this time, or they've gained, if they want to share with us what they've learned new, or whatever hobbies they've picked up.
I think Shukla wants
Anyone, raise your hand.
Yeah, go ahead, Shukla. You can actually go.
Well,
Shukla,
for
you
that we just watched, I said the virus does not care about our religion, but it will not hurt us. It will help us through a tough time. And then for the second sentence, I said, we did not give up. We stand our ground. We fight through hardship.
Absolutely, we do not give up, right? There's gonna be, this is just one thing. There's gonna be so many other things that are gonna come our way that are gonna knock us off our feet. But you know what? We can't just stay on the ground. We definitely have to, stand up again. And we're much stronger than any of this, right? We're made to be tough, strong, and loving as well at the same time, right? We wanna make sure that, you know what, something like this is not going to stop us from being great. We're all born great. We will always be great. And especially in our Sampraday, being part of Swaminarayan Sampraday, we have that boost of energy that always is given to us by God, with all our santos, with our Hari Bhaktos, with our acharyas, right? So everything is for a very good reason that Bhagwan has set up for us, right? Awesome point, Shukla. Who else? Guys, don't be shy. I want everyone to speak up. Y'all are here. These are our family. Dia, do you want to say something in regards to like having a mental balance and so forth, or something in that terms? I think we were talking about that before.
So my best friend is my neighbor, so like just to like get a breath of fresh air, I try to hang out with her from a distance. And yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we with all this going on, right, we're doing our social distancing and everything, and sometimes our closeness to our friends and family that we're normally like, we'd hug or shake hands or fist pump, now you're not getting to do that anymore. And it's actually, it plays a little havoc in our mindsets emotionally too, right? But I could see Jay and Vaibhav are really close right there. Perfect, best buddies over there, right? No mask, no social distancing. Awesome, good job, guys. Keep the faith. No, all joking aside, definitely, it's good though. It's good. No, other than that, yeah, definitely, we definitely need to, touch base with our friends. Keep an eye out. Even at least if once in a day we call it, we still keep each other strong, right? That's the key thing in this time. We're in this together. Doesn't matter who it is. We're all in this together. Dinesh from UK, do you want to add something, Baba? Put you on the spot. How's it doing? How's it going over there, buddy? How are you guys coping over there in the UK? Unmute yourself, Baba.
Unmuted. What's the question? Sorry.
So, how are you guys coping over there? And what are you guys doing to spend your free time right now that you're having because of this?
Are you talking about the corona? So, in terms of corona, we're quite fortunate enough.
Any new skills you picked up? Okay, I think we're having a voice. Okay. All right, we'll get back to you. Anyone else who wants to add on to this topic? Chandani? Or someone else? Who's there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So it's kind of like a critical period right now, especially because of everything going on. And we can't really go out and be around as many people just so we're safe. But I think one thing that we could do is kind of do seva for a community while also like social distancing. So I know like a lot of Mandirs are doing drives and like volunteering and packing masks and donating that out to the community. I think that's a good way of doing seva and contributing to the community as well. So I think that's something we could do.
That is awesome. Actually, that is a great idea. You know what? we've done a few drives over here in the temples, and it helps, right? Everyone is going through this, right? If we can help in any way, doing seva, Bhagwan also wants us to do seva, right? So we got to serve humanity as well. We're all part of this one race, which is the human race. So if we can to do that. I saw someone that I've never seen before, but I wanted to just touch base. I think Mehul Patel. I don't know where you're from. If you want to introduce yourself a little bit. And is he here? There he is. Jay, again. Mehul Patel, Jay Patel. Who's going to be first? Go ahead.
Um, so at our school, we like do a weekly drive for like, because a majority of the kids at our school depend on like getting lunch from school for free, and so we went to school like once a week to like pack lunches for them, for the families, and then we would go drive like we would take like one street each, and we would just go drop off food and for all the kids in that like neighborhood who can't like whose parents are like in the lower class and like can't afford to like give them food like 3 meals a day.
You're muted, Mo.
That's absolutely correct. We take for granted that we have 3 meals a day. There's a lot of people out there that don't even have a meal for the day. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me, or am I still muted?
Yeah, you're good. We can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so no, that's absolutely correct. We actually take for granted sometimes, right? We get 3 meals a day, snacks, whatever we want to eat, Capri Sun left and right. But what happens is there's people that are really not in that same level, where they're not having the same luxuries that we have. And doing any kind of service where we're able to provide some sort of comfort is really necessary during this time as well. So we definitely do need to do more of that. If you can and you're able to do those type of services, it actually is beneficial to not only that person, but for the person that is doing that seva. Because what happens is that, it gives you that, I don't know, for me, I feel like, there's that one saying that in the joy of other lies our own. I really do feel that if you're able to see someone else happy, you will ultimately be happy, right? Because what happens is then you let go of all the other aspects of what keeps you from being human, right? If you're happy for somebody else that's happy, you're not being envious, you're not being jealous, you're not being greedy about it. You're actually genuinely happy for that person. It makes you release endorphins within you that it's like, oh, listen, I'm happy because that guy's happy or that girl's happy or whatever it is, right? So it's definitely a good thing to do. There's Swaminarayan Vadtal Gadi has his.
No, that's Mother Uncle. Finally.
Mother Uncle. Talk to me.
Hello.
Yes, hello, Jai Swaminarayan.
Yes, the video shortage
Uh-huh. Oh shoot. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Can you see me now? Can you hear?
Unmute.
Okay. Yes, to all.
Yes, Swaminarayan.
Oh, it's very good. Like, I need to just give you very brief point. Like, first of all, congratulations all great Shibir. I think that's the way we did like first time the virtual Shibir. The good thing happened like we are in Houston. So remember I talked to many times like our kids are, because you guys can go in by bus and everywhere, but our kids are like still small here. But like I think around 40 kids plus joined from Houston, and now so there's great initiative from them to join next time to the physical location, and so this is great outcome. So other thing I want to talk regarding SVG charity. Like few guys pick up good point about the helping each other. So that's the reason like we open the like new under Swaminarayan Vadtal Gadi. We open like SVG charity to help the people across the globe. So as you see, like we did some drive through with helping the mass kids and food and everything. But I want to do one more thing. Like we have budget, we have the people donating us. Okay, so this is great opportunity for all kids. Look at around first of our satsangi, our friends, because sometimes they need help. like education, food wide. Sometimes they cannot ask, you know. So if you know anyone who need help, first in our Sampraday Satsangi, our friend, let us know. We will see how we can help, you know. Anyway, we can do that. Even like I'm asking for like even some kids have some problem with them paying the fees, school, tuition, or whatever they can. We can help whatever we can. So please all think about that. Also help if you are helping anywhere. Use our SVG charity name so we can recognize by that way, you know, so we can know each other. So I just want to open that. So we have a budget. Just explore this opportunity and help each other, and we will work together. That is main message I want to give.
An amazing point that we do definitely need to do our charity work, right? We're a socio-religious organization. If you think about it, right? At the end of the day, Bhagwan did the same thing during his time. He fed a lot of Brahmins, poor people, gave his clothing to those that didn't have it, right? So we got to learn from those examples, right? Whatever we can do, wherever we can contribute, we should be doing that, right? Especially during times like this, where it makes a big difference. Uh, so I definitely encourage for us to do that. There's the other thing that we were going to do. We're going to come up with some different activities or something that you guys, I want you guys to make a list for yourself, right? Make a list for yourself of something something outside of the box that you have never thought about doing before. Write it down and make it as a goal for you to achieve during this time that we're going through this, where you have a little more time on your hands to do something different or learn something different or hone in on a skill that you have that you didn't even know you had. Maybe something for the guys, start learning to cook something, you know, for example, khichdi, easy as that, right? But the thing is that, you know what, this is an opportune time for us to learn, right? Adapt, change, grow. And I want you guys to put this as a list for you guys to do something. Dixit, you have your hand up, Baka. Talk to me. Dixit?
Is he on mute?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
okay, just on everyone. So I just want to make the point that even though the COVID situation may have packed everyone into their homes, this has created so much free time for everyone. And I mean, think about it. Regarding religion, a lot of people make up the excuse that, oh, because I have to do this and because I have to do that, I have to go to work, I have to go to school, I can't do any of this religious stuff. I don't have any time to take out of my day to do that stuff. Well, now you absolutely don't have that excuse. And so I think during this time, it's also important to not only take the time to, yes, it's good to learn about other things to actually make yourself more valuable, because obviously as you go along in the world, the more you know and the more diverse your skill set is, the more helpful it will be for you. So in the same way, you need to diversify your skill set in religion as well. I don't know how many of you guys were there whenever Acharya Ajendra Prasad Ji Maharaj was saying his speech. He mentioned that even if you're growing those roots at millimeters or like very even inches, like those very foundational levels of our religion, this is the time to do that. And even if you grow that at a slow pace, it doesn't matter. At some point, that is going to grow the rest of your foundation for this religion. So it's also important to think about the fact that we can take this time to also learn more about Bhagwan. And how can you do that? What are we doing right now? We've taken the time out of our days to come to the Shibir. There's so many media platforms that you can get together with. Not, I mean, all of these guys are friends, right? So what are we considered? We are satsangis. So getting together with all of us satsangis together and even do some satsang. I mean, you know, you could do any kind of satsang. In the same way, you could come up with a PowerPoint. You could talk about Bachanamrut. There's so many other scriptures you can talk about or learn from just to understand more about our Sampraday. So in a way, this time can also be seen as a blessing, as it has granted us a lot more time to learn the things that we previously didn't have the time to do before. So that's just what I wanted to say. And yeah, so in one way it may be bad, but in the other way, you can also see it as a blessing to learn more.
with that being said, what I want to do is, if we can have this one last video, if it's possible, Drew, if we could play it, if it's possible, right? Guys, you just want to let you know we're here for you. Every single one of us, we're here to help each other grow, learn, whatever it is. Even if you need someone to talk to about anything, we're here for you, right? That's one thing you need to know, that as satsangis, we're all a family, and we will get through this together. Don't let anything go in your head and play in your head. We want to hash it out and make sure that your mind is free.